Salisbury Center, we are ready to start the main card of the evening. This next bout is a male adult brown belt no-gi bout in the Copa Elite Featherweight division. Making his way to the mat and fighting out of the lab, mixed martial arts, and Big Brothers, it's Diallo Braithwaite.
Diallo Braithwaite coming to us from the lab martial arts, 28-year-old brown belt, prolific MMA fighter. He's got belts at 35, at 45, at 55. We've seen him in ADCC trials, able to make day 2 in trials. I've got the pleasure of commentating a bunch of his matches over the years, including the Absolute at Copa, Virginia, where he actually ended up winning the cash prize division. Again, even as a 150er, so it kind of speaks to the skill set that Diallo is bringing. Really exciting fighter, just always brings it to whoever is in front of him.
And his opponent, making his way to the mat and fighting out of Logos Jiu-Jitsu, it's Benny Rhoton.
Benny Rhoton, 26-year-old brown belt out of Logos Jiu-Jitsu, coached by Michael Lira Jr. He's the 2023 IBJJF No-Gi World's bronze medalist in the purple belt division, as well as silver medalist in No-Gi Worlds in the brown belt adult division. So, again, very well-rounded. He's going to focus here on a positional game. But looking to dominate wherever he can. He's actually coming all the way from Aurora, Colorado, here to Manassas, Virginia. So making the trim, him and Michael Lira Jr. both coming out. So it'll be this should be a really phenomenal match here to kick off the main card here at Copa Elite 4.
And as we are on the main card right now, we do have two side referees. We have 3 referees on the mat at this point.
That's just to make sure that all the points and advantages and score is done properly. So there's three sets of eyes watching these matches to referee and make sure everything goes exactly how it should. Both guys starting off really aggressively. Again, Diallo with a heavy collar tie there, looking to pull Benny down. Benny doing a good job staying in the stance, but Diallo, again, really aggressively pulling forward.
He is, and Benny is looking at the ground right now, which makes his kind of collar ties work a little bit stronger. You have to use a lot of your neck to hold off those positions at that point. So Diallo, I don't know if he's going to try to play with the head a bunch to get down, but
yeah, really good. Diallo immediately jumping in for, looks like an anaconda. Can't tell if it's an anaconda grip or a darce grip. Diallo immediately gets 3 for that for the guard pass. Looking to settle down, flatten the hip. He has a really, really heavy underhook there on the head, the crossface there. Coming in, his corner calling for 7 minutes remaining.
And he has that hand. Yeah, he has that hand on the far shoulder so that he can kind of take his shoulder and push it into Benny's face so that Benny can't really turn into him. He's doing a really good job of using his knees and his whole body to really flatten Benny out so that Benny can't really get up, can't get a guard, and can't get really anything started.
Yeah. Again, Diallo has a really, really physical style. Coming over into mount now. He's going to settle that position. He's going to get 4 for the mount. Again, that crossface pressure is doing a really, really good job at keeping Benny down. Benny's able to make it back into the guard.
Yeah, Benny almost did like a kip to get back into that position.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what. Benny was pointing at something, and they're gonna reset. I don't know exactly what he was pointing at, but again, neither guy seems too upset about it. We're gonna start back in the open guard, slap and bump, and get it going. Diallo gonna sit back. Really quick leg lock. Again, I love that when Diallo sits back for something, if he doesn't think he has it, he's very quick to abandon that and go back to a good position that he can start scoring from again. He's not a guy that'll really die on a bad position. And again, it's one of the things that's made him so successful in the Copa Virginia Absolute Series and in his MMA career.
Well, and it also helps for a lot of different IBJJF and other jiu-jitsu tournaments, because sometimes you can sweep yourself in that position.
Yeah.
You fall back on a leg, they stand up, and then now you have 2 points put against you.
I mean, even in this rule set, that there's a possibility here. So again, I like to see that. I like to see that Diallo's aware of that and continuing to play a good positional game. Looking to get around. He's made a lot of space. Diallo's a tall guy for the division, and we're seeing him sort of fence out as Benny tries to come in and underneath him. But Diallo's doing a good job of getting around. Again, Diallo's real quick, and he's good at making an outside angle and really preventing Benny from being able to establish underneath him, which I think is where Benny wants to play from.
Yeah, it seems like he wants the reverse De La Riva or De La Riva guard from there, maybe go into R guard to sweep or kind of go into the legs.
Yeah. Again, we're seeing Diallo kind of force him out into like a low knee shield and then even disengage further from outside there.
And Diallo's playing pretty far out of Benny's guard, and then he kind of goes in, he tries his attack, he tries his pass, and then he kind of goes back to that distance.
Yeah, it looks like Diallo for a second there was starting to set up a footlock or a grip on what would be a fallback for a footlock. You can see kind of him pulling in the outside heel. Right now both guys are engaged in the hand fight. Diallo coming down. Really tight, modified ankle lock. Looked like he was trying to turn it potentially an Aoki lock, but I couldn't quite tell where the hand position had let the foot slip to.
It might have been like a toe hold too, because the way he was kind of reaching under and kind of twisting.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can attack there, and again, you saw how kind of hard Diallo bellied into it. You know, very possible that there's many footlocks that are available there. Diallo great coming back to the guard. Benny, again, composed, playing a rangy outside guard, got his hands up, moving back to the center. Again, I love it to see when athletes reset their own positioning here to keep the action going.
And we are in the IBJJF brown belt no-gi adult rules, correct? So we can do the reap, and we can do heel hooks, and we can do a lot more things.
Yeah, you have a lot available to you here.
In previous years, I guess it's been about 5 years that it's been. Like
3, I thought.
3 or 5 years.
3 to 5
yeah,
years.
Where they are allowed to do those things. For years, that those positions weren't utilized and they were kind of frowned upon.
Yeah. Diallo's doing a really good job here. Again, just over 3 minutes left to work. Diallo's up 9-0 with 2 advantages in his favor. Benny's trying to get his guard going, but again, Diallo just seems like a handful to hold on to. Diallo from the half guard, throwing for this guillotine. He doesn't quite have the high elbow grip that he would need, but the hand is punched in pretty deep here. This is an incredibly hard position to finish from, but Diallo does have a phenomenal squeeze here, and he's looking to get his topside hand over Benny's shoulder here so they can put really good pressure. He can use this to pass into mount, and even with Diallo's length, it is very possible he can finish this from here. Switches immediately to a Darce grip here. Benny does a great job getting flat. Diallo reaches his arm through, grabs the outside tricep. This is a very good position for Diallo to be able to break Benny down, but Benny does have the half guard, which is going to prevent a lot of what Diallo wants to do and sort of needs to do to finish Benny in this position. Diallo shooting back through, potentially is going to go modified arm in, might even go anaconda choke here. Again, this is whenever I see Diallo, this is always the thing that is most surprising about his game, is that the confidence that he has to cycle through submissions and like cycle through these front chokes to anacondas to darces and just put a level of pressure that a lot of guys really struggle with dealing with. Again, Diallo now up 12-0 with just under 2 minutes left to work. Really nice punched in guillotine choke here, and he's going to use it to, I think, try to pass it a mount.
Benny does have his hand on the grip, the guillotine grip in theory, and is pulling that down, so he's not really in the threat of the guillotine choke at this point. But Diallo does have all the other chokes. He's kind of doing like the hula hoop where you hold both your hands together and you kind of cycle through things.
He's going to sit through for the Darce here. Really tight positioning. Diallo's over top of the back there. He's going to use it to flatten him out. I think he might be asleep. He's tapping. Very nice finish from Diallo. Again, up 19-0. Gets the finish with just over a minute left in this 9-minute match.
So we have Diallo getting a belt after this match, as he is the no-gi male adult brown belt featherweight champion after this match. Maine is going to go down.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your winner. By submission, it's Diallo Braithwaite.
And we have Diallo Braithwaite getting this championship belt. And then we have Maine coming up to talk to him.
How you doing? Diallo Braithwaite. Diallo, really impressive performance. Up 19-0 before the finish. What were you looking for going into this match specifically?
So, like I said, I would work on my leg lock, so it was an option. But you know, I'm not a dirty guard puller. No offense, right? Stand up, wrestle, know what you're doing. But I was looking for the head. Been trying to work my darts and conduct.
So how much leading into this matchup were you looking to change from the dart, the anaconda, the front hand lock? Was that a focus of the camp, kind of getting away from the leg locks a little bit?
Not in particular. I just like to keep them on their back and just guessing. If you're going to sit back for a leg, you're going to go for the head, you know, an arm, anything out there.
Fantastic. So we've seen you a lot in the Copa Virginia series and the Copa Elite series. We're going to see you back here at Copa Elite and the Copa Virginia cash prize divisions.
I'm signed up for the 30th.
Fantastic. Looking forward to commentating your matches then. As always, a pleasure, Diallo. Love to see your matches.